weird sort of game to yeah, okay, let me start again. Sort of a weird sort of game because there's whatever happens, you already know who you're playing in the semi-final. So what do you guys sort of look to get out of it?
Yeah, I don't think any international game is kind of a weird game. I think for us it's just continuing what we've really done in this World Cup and just nailing down on areas that we want to improve on from the previous game and yeah, I think it's a great opportunity to showcase what we can do and get some momentum into that semi.
David, I think people who are not from India will think, it's slow and it turns everywhere you go. And we've seen in this competition that that's really not the case. Mumbai swings like mad. How do you internalize the changing conditions, and what do you expect to get here?
Yeah, I mean, it varies from city to city. So just kind of seeing with preparation before the games, 2 or 3 days out or the day before, we were here last night with some fielding on the outfield, and obviously there's a bit of dew around. There's dew every place, but yeah, I think it's just more, I mean, it's pretty cliche, just sticking to what we know best, I mean, obviously there's conditions that play out accordingly in whatever game you play, but you got to play the ball and adapt as quickly as possible. So yeah, the conditions are always there in every country that you play in. It's just about being better, outskill the opposition on the day. Yeah, I mean, the ground here is a great ground. Normally a good wicket. There probably will be a bit of spin, knowing Afghanistan with their spinners that they've got. So just kind of being aware of that, and obviously, as I mentioned, adapting on the day to whatever is thrown at us.
David, hi. How much flexibility is there between Aiden, Classy, and yourself? And did you speak about that before the tournament? And the New Zealand game, was that a match-up thing too subtle for us to understand, or was it just because you deserved a hit? Or
no, not at all. I think it was more tactical with the left-right. There was a small boundary. So at the time, it was we had done a great. There was great foundation with the guys up front, and that's kind of when we've done well. We've had a great foundation and allowed the three of us to go and play the way that we can. So yeah, it was more just using that left-right combination towards the back end of the innings, and look, I think Aiden and Klaasen have showed their skill and class in this tournament and prior to this as well. So I think there always is like being adaptable and flexible with certain things, but at this stage that particular game was left-right.
Dave, as a number 6, has Glenn Maxwell inspired you to hit a 200 from that position?
Of course, seeing a knock like that was really special. He's a X factor match winner. It was inspiring to see no foot movement there and still hitting 6s and 4s, and from a game where they were dead and buried. So we've seen. From our side, we've chased games where we kind of out of it as well and done certain things that was particularly special though. But yeah, I mean it was it's I suppose where the game of cricket is going. You kind of always believe as you go along. You just tick over the balls, get through the overs, and kind of see how it unfolds. And you never know what is possible. So just to keep believing throughout.
Yeah, David, just on that, as you say, they were in a pretty out position there, Australia, and then there was this idea of belief. What's your version of why South Africa have chased unsuccessfully twice and then successfully the once at this tournament?
Probably mixture of a few things. With it doesn't help losing a couple wickets up front and be on the back foot, as well as some really good bowling from the opposition. So yeah, I think we have chased a lot of games in the past, and I don't think it's something that is a huge issue at all. The guys do certainly have the skill and believe that we can chase anything. I think it's just comparing to what we have done batting first, which has been exceptional. So we haven't been horrific chasing. It's just been 1 or 2 games where we slipped up, which is part of the game. We have spoken about and dissected in that, and yeah, I mean, it's just about making sure that we've got that platform and giving ourselves the best chance to chase down a total.
Yeah. Hi, Mihir from the Indian Express. What do you make of Afghanistan's run through this World Cup, and from your point of view, what's the good thing? What's anything that you like about them?
Yeah, they've been really, really good to watch. They're a team that's they're certainly growing in confidence. They've showed that they can compete. This World Cup they've done really, really well, beaten some big teams, and it's something that we very aware of at World Cups, that there's no easy game in the game of cricket. So just to make sure that we're really well prepped, with whatever game we're playing and team we're playing. So yeah, I mean, it's been good to watch the Afghanistan group going the way that they have, with the spinners that they've got, the batters up front. They've done really well. Their opening stands have been really good, and then contributions throughout the innings from the other batters. So they're a really strong team, and hence they have a chance to make the semi-finals. So it's good to see. I mean, that's the joys of World Cup. You see different teams doing well, people that don't necessarily rate a certain team exceeding in a certain phase of the World Cup. So it's great to see. Good for cricket.
Hi. What do you say about Ahmedabad wicket and a largest stadium?
The Ahmedabad wicket and
largest stadium.
The largest stadium. Yeah, it's pretty big. So I think it's 120 or 30,000 people. Yeah, I've played a few games here with Gujarat Titans and had the pleasure of playing in front of a full packed house here. So it's a place that you kind of want to play cricket. It's a great facility, nice wickets, good outfield, and yeah, I mean, if it's a full packed house tomorrow, I really hope it is. But it's always a good spectacle here at this ground, and really excited for what lies ahead. Potentially being here in the final. It will be a great achievement.
Hi, Dave. I understand that you guys are one game at a time, but the semi-final has been set now against Australia. What's the feeling in the camp and personally about coming up against them, who you faced quite often recently?
Yeah, we played them before the World Cup, so kind of dress rehearsal there, and we've played them quite a bit, in the past. So we know what to expect, and they're always a competitive team. They've got some incredible players and match winners and stuff amongst their team. So I think from our side, it's just, as you mentioned, one game at a time. Tomorrow is really important for us to nail down things that we want to work on, and then come semi-final, obviously it doesn't really get better than that. A lot of excitement. And yeah, just a great occasion to be a part of. We missed out in 2019. We made the semi in 2015. So really excited to be back in the semis and have a great opportunity and great shot to make the final.
David, I know you're not the right person to ask this, but Andile's been sort of the only player that hasn't had a chance. Has there been any chats, for this first part of the question, in the team that he might get a go tomorrow? And secondly, how has he been around the team with not getting a game? Has he been positive still, or what's he been like?
Yeah, I don't know why you asked me the question then, but no, I honestly don't know. Yeah, I haven't had any conversations with the coach and captain and certain people according to the selection with Andile. But in terms of the team and where we're at, the guys have been phenomenal off the field. Really, supportive and done their roles and trained really hard. So, I mean, you see Reza Hendricks got a game, came in and did really well. Guys are mentally ready, and if there happens to be a game, I'm 100% sure he'll be firing on all cylinders. So he's certainly given a lot to the team and brought a lot of energy. So it's been great to see, and that's the kind of things that we want from the team, to still pour in and give and not just take. So it's been great.
David, not a lot of people back home would have ever been here or known what it's like to call this maybe a second home with your IPL. If you could tell them a bit about this place, not just the stadium, but being in Ahmedabad and that sort of thing, what would you tell them?
It's really hot and dry heat, but a great place. I mean, I haven't really got out to the city to try different restaurants and stuff, but the food is phenomenal at the hotel. And it's always good to come to India. You always get looked after really well. The people are friendly and extremely helpful. So that's always a nice thing coming to India. Along with this ground, I mean, it's, as I mentioned, it doesn't really get better than this with the stadium that we've got.